C. Communication with space. To all the respected individuals who are the true owners of this room, Ms. Shilan, Ms. Sofia, Ms. Majdeh, I express my utmost respect. Welcome Ms. Lida, dear Kanbize, Ms. Golareh, dear Elay, Ms. Farnaz, and all the esteemed guests in the lower section. We would be delighted if you joined us on the microphone tonight. As requested by many friends, I will discuss how to establish direct contact with extraterrestrials. We will cover topics like C5, C7, C8, and CE9, which are various types of encounters with extraterrestrials, as well as contact with transdimensional beings which fall under the category of shadow people. Let me clarify that shadow people belong to a specific category. They are part of the dark matter realm and other subsets of non-organic entities. These transdimensional beings are not considered physical extraterrestrials as they do not possess physical density. Their existence is more conscious-based, taking form in different dimensions and shapes. We will discuss the transdimensional and transphysical aspects of these beings. Let me explain that the topics I have mentioned translate into clear Persian as close encounters. Friends, can you hear me? I was disconnected for a moment. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. To summarize, we are talking about close encounters with extraterrestrials who exist in different consciousness forms and physical densities with varying weights and masses in higher or lower dimensions. We will cover the CE5 subject, which involves understanding close encounters, focusing on types above CE5 since those below CE5 are not relevant for our discussion. Lower types involve distant interactions, which I will explain later tonight. Our focus is on direct contact with living beings that have mass, weight, and physical conditions similar to ours, but with varying density and weight. We recommend that friends first learn meditation, avoid eating meat as it can facilitate communication with different species, and follow certain guidelines to make this process easier. Not eating meat is primarily for your health. Boiling water has numerous reasons, some of which I have explained and some I haven't. Due to the vastness of the topic, I urge you to follow this advice. Boil your water every day. If you do this and see no benefit, let me know. Friends, kindly mute your microphones. Thank you. The authorities responsible for water management are doing their best despite challenging conditions, and we must also take responsibility for our health. We recommend not eating meat and replacing it with alternatives like beans, lentils, legumes, soy, and mushrooms. Ensure that you manage your diet properly, consulting with your family or managing it yourself if you live alone. This approach benefits both your physical and conscious health. Let us get back to our main topic, CE5, which stands for close encounter. It involves establishing a close direct contact through meditation. You need to reach a level of meditation where you can control your mind and the portals of your consciousness for a pure and precise connection. Here is the exercise for meditation. No one can do this for you. There are no shortcuts, no favoritism. You must put in the effort. You meditate, and over time, by focusing on not thinking, you will gradually develop the ability to quiet your mind for a few seconds. Whether your eyes are open or closed, try to see if you can silence your mind for a few seconds. You need to keep repeating these seconds within your meditation. I 1T refer to any specific mantra yet. It's not necessary at this stage. You are still at the beginning, so there is no need to use specific mantras or mudras. A mantra is a word, phrase, or sound you use, while a mudra is the position of your fingers, for example, which fingers touch each other, and how your hands are placed on your lap. Typically, your palms should face upward, similar to a praying position, but relax. Do not hold your hands rigidly. You can place them on your lap with palms facing up, or in the lotus position with hands on your knees. We have 4 main mudras: 1, the index finger touching the thumb; 2, the middle finger touching the thumb; 3, the ring finger touching the thumb; 4, the little finger touching the thumb. Each of these is called a mudra, but we 1T delve into them now. Similarly, a mantra refers to the sounds you make with your voice, but we 1T get into that either. The focus right now is to practice meditation to the point where you can meditate from a few minutes up to half an hour. As you master meditation, you will be able to concentrate on a mental void. If you can quiet your mind for even a few seconds, you have reached a state of readiness for true meditation. Not just practice when your mind becomes empty. Even for a few seconds, you are metaphysically capable of connecting with other consciousnesses. You need to work on this. My duty is to provide you with concise, digestible information. I will know who among you progresses based on the new questions that arise. Each person who practices will eventually face difficulties and write down their questions, which we will address in our sessions, either nightly or on specific nights. So dear friends, I am paying attention to everything. Our discussion includes CE1 to CE5, which are mental connections with extraterrestrials. You start with metaphysical communication, and once you can quiet your mind, you set an intention such as wanting to contact the Pleiadian extraterrestrial race, and repeat this in your mind, or allow the desire to communicate with the consciousness of transdimensional beings, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Reptilians, whatever or whoever you want to connect with is not the point here. You set your intention and express it verbally. You don't need to shout, just enough for the sounds to resonate within your room. As I mentioned before, vibrations and sound persist indefinitely, even billions of years after you have passed and left this frequency. The sounds you emitted during your life will remain forever. Sound and light are eternal. Light here doesn't only mean visible light. The physical body is also condensed light. When you have a body, you possess light, and you are essentially an extension of light that has become condensed within your chakras. This is another topic altogether. Regarding the CE meditation practice, I have mentioned setting the intention to connect with an extraterrestrial race or a transdimensional being. There is no difference in the intention, though the methods for transdimensional beings are more complex, which I will explain later. We focus on extraterrestrials, believing they exist in different consciousnesses, densities, and dimensions with which we can establish contact. Set your intention, express it, and first reach a mental void. Before doing this, pay attention, dear friends. This practice has specific rules like a religious ritual. If you skip or alter steps, it won't work. If you can't remember the process, write it down in a concise manner. I have also decided to conduct future training sessions more intensively to minimize disruptions. We reach the point where we set our intention and declare it to the universe, aiming to connect with specific beings. This intention can vary. Once you have set your intention and declared it verbally, you wait. After expressing your intention, you enter a meditative trance and connect with your subconscious mind. This means accessing a more significant, complex, and highly functional entity known as the subconscious mind. Accessing this state is not complicated. It's very simple. In hypnosis, for example, we bring the person into an electromagnetic sleep state and then ask them to convey the information we want. In transdimensional meditation, you must self-hypnotize. This occurs when you return to a state of silence and mental void. After a period of stopping and being quiet in this state, you remain silent and await a response. If a response comes to your consciousness, you begin the conversation internally, not aloud. You must verbalize your intention, but everything else happens within. When a response comes, don't expect strange external sounds. It happens inside you. Listen carefully to what I say. The response returns to your mind and contact is established. You then respectfully and thoughtfully ask your questions internally. Initially, some may think they should hear a terrifying sound. This is not the case. The sound comes from within. No one outside your body hears it. You communicate internally as you enter this state and wait for a response. The first reply marks the start of your conversation. Repeating this a few times will make the process smoother, and you'll understand the space you're in through the subconscious. You connect with the infinite cosmos, the universe in its entirety. The human mind connects to infinity. Our subconscious connects to infinite knowledge. We are limited beings within infinity. You are restricted to this body, but your spirit, mind, and consciousness are infinite. After establishing contact, you might initially feel uncertain and not know what to do. With practice, you'll become adept at it. This method of connection is the same as connecting with transdimensional beings, but for now we set aside transdimensional entities because they involve non-organic beings and different people, which will be discussed in other sessions. For now, we focus on beings similar to us who have physical bodies like us. They possess consciousness. Essentially, we connect to the cosmic subconscious. Many individuals involved in Reiki energy healing and similar practices are adept at connecting to the subconscious. I have nothing specific to offer them. You can connect with different dimensions of consciousness in the same way you perform healing hypnosis or establish contact with the cosmos. It doesn't matter, but for those who are new to this or have limited experience, don't worry if you don't succeed the first time, or if a message comes and you can't respond, or if you get startled and break out of the state. Don't worry at all. What is essential for your success is persistence. No one here is looking for a magical shortcut to gain an advantage over the divine cosmos. As our dear Elay once said, the dog, the butterfly, the ant, the locust, and I, a human, are all the same. All of creation is so valuable to the merciful God that a single ant is as precious as the entire cosmos. Understand this and realize that there is no difference between you and a tiny pebble. In fact, that pebble might have the potential to ascend in a way you don't. So our advantage here is purely perseverance. Friends, pay attention to what I'm telling you. Persistence, persistence, persistence. Practice and follow up. This is the key point. As you advance, various questions and issues will arise step by step. Don't worry about anything. I am here to support you and I'm not going anywhere. You will experience this for yourself. Understand, friends, that you need to establish a specific connection. This doesn't always happen immediately. You might meditate several times without this happening. Only those who are persistent, practice regularly, and have the necessary willpower will succeed in making contact. If you don't have these qualities, don't pursue this path, because those who lack determination are not suited for this work. Honestly, your perseverance will lead you to a state of consciousness at times. If your vibrations are high, it's even better. This helps you connect with higher dimensions and more virtuous and pure beings. Moreover, if you are free from mental pollutants, drugs, or stimulants, It will aid in this process. Alcohol, cigarettes, and similar substances can cause issues with the reception of your consciousness. Where does the problem arise? You cannot connect with beings of a higher caliber. Purity of the soul and body allows you to connect. With a minimum to a maximum range, anyone can contact those within this range without special effort, but beyond a certain level only selected and distinguished individuals can connect. They don't have to be saints, but they must adhere to certain ethical, moral, and human principles. You need to have integrity, kindness, humanity, and avoid harming others. You must follow a specific set of principles to connect. I'm saying this honestly. Someone shouldn't come to me later and say I drink every night and can't connect through meditation. My dear friend, if you drink daily, you cannot connect with the beings I'm talking about. The high levels of alcohol in your body, along with various hormones, affect your ability to connect. What your body emits is crucial in advancing beyond the minimum levels of connection. Friends, I'm saying this clearly. Everyone can establish a basic level of connection. This is straightforward. But beyond that, you need to take responsibility for cleansing your consciousness, soul, mind, body, and inner self. Your inner self must be brought to a deep state of tranquility. You need to achieve a specific stability in life. Choose a solid and confident path. Additionally, self-purification can help you connect with higher beings in the cosmos. If you're looking to connect with lower entities, you don't need to follow these rules. You can connect with beings more troubled than yourself without any hassle. But be assured that such connections will only bring misguidance, entrapment, and numerous psychological problems with no other benefits. However, if you genuinely want to undertake a simple and principled approach, adhere to the guidelines I've mentioned. Avoid consuming meat, boil your water, and charge it before consumption. I will also teach you how to do this. Additionally, friends, try to avoid getting rain on your body. When it rains, rain spreads toxic bubbles over people's heads. This is not a country-specific issue, it's a global one. Some forces on the Earth's surface are engaging in malevolent activities during some short-lasting rains. Try not to go out in such rain for 1001 reasons, which I will explain later, but if the rain lasts for several hours, it's fine to go out in the second or third hour. However, be cautious during the initial stage of rains that start with a few drops, pause, and then continue. These kinds of rains not only lack blessings but also bring trouble. I've hinted at this, and those who are smart will understand. Now let us move on to the connections. Initially, we will establish contact in the CE5 protocol with beings within our own cosmos. This means beings around the Alcyone star and nearby planets like Maya, etc. Essentially, we will be searching for life and communication within our own cosmic neighborhood. These beings are referred to as interstellar 5, residing within our star system and our solar system, making it easier to establish contact. In the C6 protocol, you can connect with interstellar beings that are not within our cosmos but are still in our vicinity. In C7, you will make contact with beings beyond the stellar dimension, inhabiting other realms such as dark matter space. You should make this contact in the C7 realm. Beyond dark matter, we encounter beings of the neutrino civilization, which you connect with in C8. In C8, you establish contact with neutrino beings and entities from surrounding cosmoses. In C9, you communicate with beings beyond the neutrino. Finally, in C10, the last level, you connect with transdimensional beings residing in very distant cosmoses. The extent of this communication is vast. It's crucial to understand that the physical location of these beings is not important. What matters is that when you send a message, they can return a message to you. Many beings have experienced the cosmic realm, and in English they specialize in and are proficient in this method. Friends, keep in mind that for us humans, because we are in our conscious state, it's a bit difficult. If you can transition from your conscious state to your subconscious, all your problems with connecting to other beings will be resolved. I think they have thrown me out again. Yes, they have thrown me out. No, they kept you. We still hear you. You are still here. We can hear you. My screen is frozen. So I will summarize the topic to finish it up in case they throw us out. We have done our part, friends. Look, my monitor is frozen. There is nothing I can do, but if you can still hear me, I will finish the topic. Friends, look, I have tried to present the educational content very condensed and quickly. I will be available to answer any questions you might have tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but since you haven't had the chance to take action yet, your questions might not be very specific. However, if some of you have more knowledge about these interdimensional connections, and if you have any questions, I am here to help you. I will do whatever I can for you. Friends, let me explain this again. You need to access your subconscious. You can do this with the help of someone who knows hypnosis, or you can do it yourself. It's not complicated. As long as you can make your conscious mind less active, you will automatically enter your subconscious mind. It's not complicated and does not require any special occurrence. Once the connection is made, you will gain confidence and understand how to proceed with this practice. Additionally, your behavior, kindness, and attitude are very important. The type of vibration you send is very significant. Friends, when you think in your mind, I intend to contact beings from, for example, dimension 36 or 37 or any other, the tone in your mind Should be kind and gentle. An aggressive tone will not get a response. Keep this in mind, friends. Thank you, friends. I will try to exit this situation. I think I will log out and come back in.